Probably in the next 3 to 6 months' time, we should probably see more stabilization and potentially improvement in existing home prices. We are starting to see more and more people getting, interested in property purchases.
Yep.
This is not just in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. This is actually going into tier 2, tier 3 as well. So we think that potentially can bring in more buyers, and they are now considering to do, to pull out their wallet and probably write a check soon.
That was BofA's Helen Xiao on China's property sector after new data showed a slump in those new home prices, actually now accelerating as well. We talked about property easing, those measures in focus in Chinese state media today. Here is your China brief. Well, when it comes to Shanghai securities, they're saying that most cities except Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen have dropped the floor for mortgage rates after the PBOC's policy changed last month. It also says medium to long-term loans for residents still need to be boosted further. And the PBOC-backed financial news says interest rates have room to fall further, but that any move faces internal and external constraints. The front page story was published ahead of today's MLF rate decision. Now it says the central bank will have to take into account lenders' net interest margins and the yuan exchange rate before cutting.
Meanwhile, the Global Times has published this editorial blasting the U.S. following a report that the Pentagon launched a secret campaign against Chinese COVID vaccines in the Philippines. A Reuters investigation found the U.S. military launched this covert program using social media to discredit Sinovac jabs during the pandemic. Now, it says the effort was payback for China's efforts to blame the U.S. for COVID spread. The Global Times says the alleged move shows that the U.S. never truly wants the Philippines to develop, with Manila only a geopolitical pawn and a consumable for Washington. It also published Sinovac's response, warning of serious consequences from stigmatizing, of course, vaccines.
Yeah, and those tensions between China and the Philippines is a hot topic now, Dave. Not just on the back of this story from Reuters, but really what we're seeing across, the South China Sea and the like. Weibo users are reacting to a China Coast Guard statement saying that Chinese and Philippine vessels collided near the Spratly Islands today in the South China Sea, and it blames the Philippine vessel for ignoring warnings. Unsurprisingly, the reactions are mostly nationalistic. Some say this is great. We need to crack down hard on behavior like the Philippines so those behind it won't think about sneaking around again. Others have said we've got laws for a reason. If you break them, there will be consequences. Being too lenient only makes those troublemakers more arrogant. Last one here, clearly another tactical provocation by the U.S., sending out their advanced scouts to test your limits. If you don't hit back, they'll just keep pushing.
Yeah. This, to Yvonne's point, is a statement from the Chinese Coast Guard talking about how the vessel deliberately and dangerously approached a Chinese ship in an unprofessional manner, although no mention was made on whether there were injuries or any damage to either vessel so far. So we're getting, of course, the Chinese side. Let's wait to hear. We've yet to hear, of course, from the Philippines, which, by the way, is on a public holiday today as well.